Rear Admiral Garg, let me come to you next. In modern warfare, and we already know the use of artificial intelligence when you're talking about maritime surveillance. And with the Strait of Hormuz in big focus, this big maritime game of hide and seek with the oil tankers changing their flags at the right, at the last minute. Then you've got all these logistical sanctions that the Iran tankers are evading itself. The use of technology and artificial intelligence and the growth of the same in the Navy has been impeccable. So when you're looking at this docket, your opening submissions, Rear Admiral, where do you think India has been able to close the gaps? And where do you think the gaps are still visible and we need to work on them?
I think, firstly, getting this vision document out is itself a very welcome step.
Yeah.
Because until unless we think about our future, how will we act upon it? So the fact that we are thinking about ourselves, what we will, should look like till 2047 itself is a welcome first step, firstly. And secondly, the timing of it. The world is going through a turmoil. We have seen in the last couple of years, geostrategically, politically, the world is in a turmoil. And, this is the right time to see what's happening around us and see where do we stand, at least militarily, in this scenario, and where the future is heading, and are we prepared to see where the future is going, where we are, whether we are prepared to go in that direction. So I think this vision 2047 addresses many of these issues. Now, coming to the maritime domain,
Yeah.
I would say that, there are three things that I am particularly happy to
Okay.
see in this document. First is this drone agency, drone body. This is a lesson learned from the Ukraine-Russia war, and Ukraine has created a drone command, or they call it unmanned warfare command,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
which looks at complete unmanned warfare in all domains: air, land, marine, underwater, completely integrating all domains of unmanned warfare, and that has proved very, very effective. I mean, they look at the complete drone procurement, planning, manufacturing, surveillance, deployment, command centers, the entire, from I would say, from womb to tomb concept of drone warfare.
Yeah.
It's integrated. So, and that has proved very, very successful. We have seen in Ukraine war. So I think that's an important lesson that we have learned very quickly. And now this document talks about a drone agency or a drone command, which is very, very welcome.
But what
Second
about,
is,
Admiral, what about integrating space, cyber, and of course the top-notch naval intelligence systems?
yeah,
Just a couple of days back, you had the IRS Dana and the attack that happened just, in the international waters, very close to our boundary, about 17 nautical miles off of South Sri Lanka. I mean, that was a grave cause of concern. Everybody started talking whether the war is going to finally come to our doorstep and what kind of role the Coast Guard and the Navy can then play. So with this docket, with all points that you're making, all pertinent points, the integration of space, cyber, and the already top-notch naval intelligence systems.
correct. In today's world, even the space technology, if I don't mix the space with the cyber, but the space as a standalone, space, there's a lot of work already happening in space with AI and machine learning, domain mixed into it, and it's already giving wonderful results. Now we incorporate cyber and naval intelligence into it, it becomes a very, very lethal and a lethal weapon in our arsenal. And I would say it's a force multiplier, that you have a space, cyber, and intelligence intermixed with AI, artificial intelligence. I think that's the right direction that this document has
Okay.
taken, and it will be a force in itself to reckon with for the times to come, for the world, who are our
Music,
adversaries.
music to my ears, music to all the viewers' ears as well.